What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So today I decided for fun, I wanted to see if my state's champion deck has what it takes to still go up against the Justice Hunters format. And in this case, we are going up against currently the best deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yummy. So as you guys can also tell, I'm not playing on Dueling Book. I just wanted to try something different because Dueling Book does take long doing everything manually. So I decided to play on Dueling Nexus so that it just saves time and it goes a bit faster. But we won the rock, paper, scissors, and we are deciding to go first. So in our opening hand, we have Cyberdark Claw, Clockwork Knight, Strolling Lockbird, Fiendsmith Engraver, Ash Blossom. Opponent has Dominus Purge, Ash Blossom, Sky Striker, Mobilize Engage, Part of Prosperity, and a Lollipop Yummy. So we're going to start our turn. We're going to enter the main phase. We're going to activate Engraver. That's going to be hit with an Ash Blossom. And next, we're going to activate Cyberdark Claw, search for Cyberdark Realm. We're going to use Cyberdark Realm Effect, search for Cyberdark Chimera. Then we're going to use Realm Effect to normal summon our Chimera, link summon to Clockwork Knight, chain link 1 Chimera, chain link 2 Clockwork Knight. Opponent will chain Dominus Purge to negate the search of Clockwork Knight. And thankfully, our opponent doesn't have a trap Engrave, so that our Clockwork Knight does not get destroyed, because that would hurt us a lot. We do need Clockwork Knight on the field. So all we're going to do is send Cyberdark Worm to the graveyard. And now here, because we're doing the Cyberdark Chimera combo, I made a mistake again. I shouldn't be doing this, but I made a mistake. Worm Effect, and I'm sending Hurts. I was supposed to send Cyber Dragon Core. Again, guys, I'm making this mistake. I don't know what's happening with me. Worm will special summon, recycle the realm. Hurts effect will trigger, we'll search for Cyber Dragon. We're going to use Clockwork Knight effect, Reborn Chimera, tributing Worm, Chimera effect, discard Clockwork Knight. Now, obviously here I wasn't sure if my opponent was on Yummy. If I did know, I was definitely going to keep Clockwork Knight because it's a good card against them. But we discarded search for Power Bond. Then we use Clockwork Knight effect. We're going to search for Therion King Regulus. And then we're going to use Clockwork Knight and Chimera to link summon into Moon of the Closed Heaven, and next we'll activate Regulus to establish a negate, going to Requiem effect to summon Lacrima. Lacrima effect will send a copy of Fiendsmith Paradise because we already have Engraver. Engraver will reborn himself, and then we'll link summon to SP and pass for turn with SP, Regulus, Ash Blossom, Droll, as well as the Fiendsmith in Paradise. Pretty decent amount of interruption, so let's see what our opponent does. They're going to draw into Cup C as the start of their turn. In the main phase, they're going to activate Part of Prosperity. They're going to banish 3 cards. Here I was thinking whether I want to negate it with Ash, but it's only 3 cards, so I let it go through. And now here we find out our opponent is on Yummy. They decided to add the Droplet to their hand. And then on Res, I decide to activate Droll, and my opponent chains Droplet. Opponent is going to send the Engage as well as the Lollipop. So hey, my opponent is relying on this Cup C. Normal summon Cup C, link into Snatchy, and then chaining 2 will be Fiendsmith in Paradise, thankfully, because my opponent does not have an extra Yummy body to chain Snatchy to perform a synchro summon. So it's a perfect time to use Fiendsmith in Paradise. We will send Desiree. Desiree effect will then send the Snatchy to grave. And now my opponent surrenders. So let's hop into game number 2. Okay, guys, so this is game number 2. My opponent is now going first. They have Dominus Purge, Cup C, Lollipop, Part of Prosperity, and Infinite Impermanence. We have Dark Cooler No More, Cyber Dragon Core, Cyber Dark Claw, another copy of Dark Cooler No More, and Cyber Emergency. So opponent's going to start their turn. They're going to activate Part of Prosperity, banishing 3 cards. Cup C, Engage, and for Wallace, opponent will add a copy of Engage to their hand. We don't have Droll, so they'll activate Engage, search for Hornet Drones. They'll use the effect to special summon a token, and then they'll link summon into Kagari to recycle Hornet Drones, which they will then use again to special summon the token. But this time, they normal summon, instead of going straight into the synchro, which I have seen this is a play Yummy players do now, they're going to normal summon the Yummy, Cup C Yummy first, use its effect. They're going to search for a copy of Surprise. Instead of using I take back what I was going to say initially. They can use Kagari and the token to synchro summon into Cup C. Basically, what I was going to say was they can leave that token there in case I had a Nibiru, because it can. I believe there's a play where holding onto that token and not using it for any plays can help you to maybe play under Nibiru. I could be wrong, but let's carry on. Cup C effect. This will search for 2 yummy monsters. Opponent will add a copy of Cookie and discard 1 card. Link summoning to Snatchy effect to get Minion. Special summon the Lollipop as well as the Cookie, and then they'll synchro summon into Martial Metal Marcher. Its effect to reborn the Cup C from grave, and then they'll go into Herald of the Arc Light. They'll use the field spell effect to reborn the Cookie, and then they'll set the Surprise, set the Purge, set the Infinite Impermanence, and pass for turn. So we start our turn, we draw into a Cyberdark Realm, and obviously in the main phase we're going to activate Dark Ruler no more. Normal Summon Core effect, that will get hit with Purge, and my opponent does not have a trap, so Core does not get destroyed. Activate Cyberdark Realm effect will search for Cyberdark Chimera. Realm effect to normal summon, opponent will activate Yummy Surprise. Now here I believe maybe actually no, this is a different game, so I forget what I'm saying. They will bounce Cyber Dragon Core and Cyberdark Realm back to our hand, but thankfully for us, next we're going to activate Cyber Emergency and we are going to search for Cyber Dragon Nashter, discard Chimera. Nashter will then reborn our Chimera. Opponent will then hit Nashter with Infinite Impermanence, which is very unfortunate. So we need to find another way to get Chimera onto the field. We'll send Worm of Chimera effect and use Worm effect, sending Hurts as cost. Reborn Worm, recycle Cyber Emergency, and then Hurts effect will trigger. We'll add Cyber Dragon to our hand. And then we'll use Nashter to go into Clockwork Knight. Clockwork Knight effect to get Chimera on the field. Fantastic. Chimera effect to search for Power Bond. Then we will link summon into Moon. Moon goes into Requiem. Requiem effect to summon Lacrima. Lacrima will then send Fiendsmith Engraver. And then Engraver to reborn himself. And then equipping Requiem, we'll use Engraver to then send the Cookie and Requiem to the grave. And now, guys, I activated Power Bond in the Imperm column. I wanted to beat myself. Oh my gosh, guys. Cannot believe I made such a mistake, but I did. Oh my gosh. Continuing with the replay, I had to enter battle phase, attack with SP, and pass for turn, guys. I costed myself. So I was like, I pray my opponent does not top deck a yummy card. But luckily our opponent top decked an Ash Blossom, and my opponent scoops. So seems like, my deck did pretty well, maybe could still play it, but obviously we have the K9 cards. I'll obviously be playing K9 Cyber Dragons. Maybe, one day if I want to still play my States Champion deck with Kashtira and Fiendsmith, doesn't seem like a bad idea. But otherwise, guys, this brings us to the end of the video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Naughty Nev signing out. Peace.